How's it going, guys? I am Cody. I am one of the authors of Our Best Workflow Secrets. This is a real estate agent's guide to success, even in the changing market. And we are in these videos taking all of the different tools, tactics, strategies, and we're dispelling them down into little bite-sized nuggets that you can take and you can practically apply to your business so that you can start to find your own version of success. Now, in these videos, I'm working through some of the best pieces of this. So if you have not yet picked up a copy of our book, hop on over to Amazon, pick up a copy, Our Best Workflow Secrets, a Real Estate Agent's Guide to Success, even in a changing market, and follow along. There's in-depth, detailed understandings of all of the concepts we've covered. In this video specifically, I am summarizing what we talked about in the first part of the book, and there was a lot of nuggets, so hope you saw it. If you didn't, go ahead and hop on back to the other videos, pick up your own copy, work through the book, and we're going to start finding our own version of success. But so what did we talk about? How can I apply these to my life? So very first, we started talking about understanding our why. And we did this with the truth framework. And this is using a 5-question series to dispel down our why so that we can go and really understand what is it in our life that is empowering us to wake up, to get after it, and go chase our dream. And we do that by asking ourselves, why is that? 5 times, it's the truth framework, and it's gonna dive deep into it. Once we have our why, we can start to understand on a very intimate level, what is it that inspires, empowers, and motivates us to do what we are called to do. Now, after that, you need to start to decide to be the expert in your business. And you might be saying, Cody, how do I become the expert in my business? Well, that's a really great question. So the very first thing that you need to do to decide and become the expert is you need to know, who am I trying to serve? Once you know who it is you're trying to serve, we like to call this your dream customer. That comes from one of our mentors, Russell Brunson. He talks about your dream customer. Who is it that I want to serve? Once I understand who I want to serve, then I can start to understand, how is it that I get to show up in my business? What is it that I am super knowledgeable about and that I can start to give information to, that I can start to provide them with value, and they are going to start to remember me. As they start to remember me, that is where the RAC, the reticular activation center of our brain, starts to click in, and people start to remember us. And in that video I talk about, and in the book I talk about, this concept of the white Jeep. And if your dream car is a white Jeep and you start looking up and out, you're going to realize that there are a lot of white Jeeps out there. And so understanding the RAC, the reticular activation center, is going to be important because you have the home field advantage as the local expert. This is something that the big 5 are never going to, with their big ad budgets, compete with you on. And it's not about billboards. It's not about bus stops. It's not about putting your face in your little cover photo on all of the different things as the real estate agent. It's about showing up for the people you feel called to serve and doing it very organically and really driving value for them in an authentic way. Now, once all of this is come to a hedge, then we need to figure out what our niche is. And in figuring out our niche, we provide about 100 different niches within the book that you can look over, from condos to first-time home buyers to new construction, just all sorts of different types. But understanding that specific niche, picking one and really diving deep into it, becoming that expert and being able to answer it very intimately, you are inviting all of those leads to start trusting in you because you are the person that you come to with that. Mark gives a beautiful example of his friend, Peggy, who was a real estate agent, and she was the expert at new construction, and she was able to do it in a specific neighborhood. And what this did for her was made her one of the top agents in our area. And so understanding how we can show up as the expert is really important. And then the very last concept that I covered is MAP. This framework, Make a Plan, involves understanding where we are currently. Once we understand where we are currently, then we can start to understand where we're trying to go. What is our vision of ultimate success? Once we have that vision of ultimate success, we can start to make our way back, understanding what are the little milestones that we have to do, that we have to take to reach that success, and how can we get there? And then once we've done that, all we have to do is take action. We have to be a person in the arena. And that's the one other thing, action. I'm gonna write it down because it's so important. You need to decide to take action. You're not a success zombie because you have decided to be a person in the arena whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. It's gonna take work. But if you put in the action, you're gonna find success. That I am just so sure of. But guys, this is what we talked about in the first section of the book. We're gonna be diving into section 2. This is all of the tactics of how we can accomplish that. We're going to be diving into some of the tools and the technologies that you as a real estate agent can apply, understanding how we can take all of the tools and technologies that we already have and utilize this and maximize our productivity so that we do have more time for our family and friends, that we can pick up that hobby that maybe we had to give up. If we are finding that we're just screaming out, there has to be a better way, that we are looking to show up as a real estate agent, that's going to be the section for you. I'm so excited to dive into them, but this is going to be what we talked about in section 1. So go ahead. If you haven't finished your homework, now is the best time to do it. Go back to all of these videos, take out your copy of the book, mark it up, make it ugly, write in it. If you haven't, you can find one-pagers, which are digital homework guides for you to use as you're answering these questions. And we're going to find success together. But I'm so excited that you're coming along on this journey with you. I'm thanking you for tuning into this video, tuning in for all of these videos, and following along section 1 with me. My voice is pretty well fried if you haven't noticed. So I'm going to definitely get some water, maybe some tea, and then we'll dive into section 2. But I am so excited. Go ahead and leave a comment. What did you think of section 1? What have you thought about the book so far? And what are you taking action on right now in your business? And we will see you for section 2.